Everybody, are you excited? Before we start, everybody unmute yourself and say, I'm excited. Let's go. Come on, let's go. I don't have to see your face. Come on, let's go.
I'm excited.
I'm excited.
I just can't.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we're excited. Our sales leader. Moving
I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you for all the energy. Thank you for getting us started, Teresa. I'm going to go ahead and mute over so we can get this party started. Oh, I see Sylvia got some new hair color going on, girl. All right, let me mute everyone out. And then we will get started. So this team Zoom is actually not only being recorded, but going live on Facebook, which we don't normally do. We normally go live in our group, but tonight's Zoom is going to be packed full of information that people who are not already connected to us here at Lurra Life would definitely want to know, because we've got a special guest here who's going to answer all of our questions about our new Lurra Black tea. People have been saying, what is this Lurra Black? What is this black tea everyone's been talking about? So we're going to really do a deep dive into that tonight. And then everybody who wants to make money, people know that SYSTEM stands for Save Yourself Time, Energy, and Money. And so we are going to be going over, now you know about the black tea. What is the system to help you to sell more and make more money by gathering customers? So to get started, again, welcome everyone. We are the BIT group of Lurra Life. That stands for Billionaires in Training. Whoop, whoop. That just lets you know where our mindsets are, billionaires in training. And we know there's lots of money, lots of abundance here in this wellness industry and in Lurra Life specifically. That is our wellness company of choice. So all of the people who you see who are on this Zoom today have already aligned themselves with Lurra Life International. They are excited brand partners. And we are really fired up to explode things in the USA with this amazing black tea. Now, we know for our team, South Africa is on the move. We got Nigeria coming on the move, other countries coming who are excited and hungry and taking action. Travis, our CEO, said, you know what, we got to take over this US market. We got to do something in the US market, and it is going to start with this product right here, our Lurra Black. So we know that an informed customer is a long-term repeat customer. And so we want our customers to be informed, but before our customers can be informed, guess who has to be informed? Point to yourself. You have to be informed. You definitely have to have product knowledge. The best form of product knowledge is to be a product of the product. So you can say what Doris has said, like, I'm going down the steps and I don't have to hold on to the railing anymore. Or like Kath said, like my sciatic nerve pain was coming back and something happened. I started drinking that tea and it kind of like put that pain on hold. And Dawn, who said, well, I wasn't wearing my heels and I got my heels out and I can wear them heels again. So the testimonies are already coming in. But I want to bring on Miss Kara Suchi, who is we'll call her the black tea expert. She is a product formulator. She is a trained nutritionist. I mean, that is who she is what she does. She's all about the natural ways of doing things. And she was very instrumental in bringing this product to Lurra Life. And so, Kara, I want you to come on and us to have a discussion about the the vision of this product. What are you looking for it to do in people's bodies? Why you said, man, our detox tea is good, but let's add something to it to make it even that more special. So Kara, are you out there with us tonight? Go ahead and unmute yourself. And
I'm here. Hello. Hi.
There she goes. How you doing this evening?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me on tonight. I'm excited to be here and share a little bit more about, kind of our vision behind this product and how it came to be and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, we're excited to have you here. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Kara, what is so special about the Lurra Black Tea that sets this apart from anything that you've seen out there in the industry?
Okay, so first and foremost, it starts with our beloved detox blend, which we all love. This wonderful blend of 9 organic herbs, no tea, no caffeine, all the wonderful detox healing properties that it has, support properties that it has. And that product was already our #1 seller, and our best product out there. We've helped, I don't even know the numbers. Travis can tell us how many people with that, but so many people kind of feel better, feel healthier, get their bodies back to a point of balance. So when we looked at the tea and what we could do to it to kind of tune it up, we played around with a couple different things. And one of the things that I've used in practice for many years with people was a product called Shilajit. And Shilajit is a mineral, so it's a resin that is full of minerals. It's found at the base of the Himalayan mountains, and it's decomposed plant matter that actually gets pressed between the rocks, and then between the pressure and the conditions and all of the wonderful minerals that are existing in the rock and in the decomposed plant matter, it creates this substance called Shilajit, which contains over 85 trace ionic minerals, and then also has fulvic and humic acid in it, which you might have heard of fulvic and humic acid. So lots of really great properties. Everything from acts as an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory. It does a lot for your body. But first and foremost are those minerals in our food supply. Unfortunately, a lot of the minerals have been depleted from the soil. So we need to get them back into our bodies in one way or another. And Shilajit is one of these products that has in it minerals that aren't found anywhere else. So even if you were taking a multi-mineral like vitamin, or if you were taking a mineral drink or something like that, there are, unless it has Shilajit in it and it has the fulvic and humic acid, you're not going to be getting these extra minerals, which they are some of the things that we're seeing from people that have been drinking the tea are thanks to these minerals getting your body back to this point of balance.
Awesome. I'm so glad you shared about the specialness of these minerals. And you said something that I often tell people, that vitamins are important in the body, but they don't even work in the absence of minerals. So minerals are just so key. And so many people suffer from issues in their body because of mineral deficiencies. So how many different minerals are found in this Shilajit?
So there's over 85 ionic trace minerals present naturally in Shilajit. So, and there's tons of research out there. It's not, it's not something that I need to even make any kind of, I don't want to make any medical claims or give you any kind of scientific data, because it's laundry lists long. But if you Google or whatever search engine you use and look up some stuff on Shilajit or fulvic and humic acid, you'll find that they've done long-term studies on all kinds of things dealing with inflammation, discomfort, mineral deficiencies, energy levels, performance, weight management, all kinds of things like with musculoskeletal stuff. And so it's a really cool ingredient. It's been around for hundreds and hundreds of, if not thousands and thousands of years. It's used very frequently in Ayurvedic medicine and ancient Chinese medicine. So it's very popular in the Eastern medicines. They use it very often, but in the West, we don't see it as much. It's maybe considered more kind of on the fringe of complementary or alternative, but it's an amazing support nutrient.
Absolutely. In fact, I started doing some of that research, and there's a lot of information, like you said, out there, because I'm like, okay, we're getting this. Well, I want to know about it. And I got so excited because I'm like, I know how many people out here are ailing in their body. And even though we can't make those medical claims, to have something that has these trace minerals in it, I knew that it was just going to be incredible testimonies, because I know the power of minerals. So I'm like, yes, Lurra Life, great move, great move. So thank you for everything that you had to do with this awesome product coming into the Lurra Life family. There's a question in the chat that I'm going to ask you about. And if anyone has any questions for Kara, put that in the chat and I'll pose those to her. You said something about this not being a tea, even though I called it a tea. Explain that, because I don't want it to seem like we're contradicting each other.
So I think we all call it a tea because of how it's brewed. So it comes in, a sachet, just like it's a tea bag, and it's the herbs and the shilajit is inside of the tea bag. You brew it the same way you would tea, with hot water, and steep it and then dilute it. And so it's brewed that way. But there's actually no tea leaves in the product. So it's often a misconception. People think like, oh, it has caffeine, it must have green tea or black tea or some type of tea. But it's just in the way that the mineral or the herbs are blended together. It has this really natural kind of herbal tea flavor without having any tea in it. So it's very refreshing and delicious. I have some here, and mine's a little bit light because I put some electrolyte powder in there, but it's absolutely delicious, and it just tastes like iced tea with a little bit of strawberry electrolytes in there.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I was talking to Cass today. We were talking about the taste, because people often say it's black. What does it taste like? It's like, it's so mild. It doesn't have much of a taste at all.
Yeah.
Anything just tastes like, tea would taste. So no one is going to have any trouble with how it tastes whatsoever. And in fact, you seeing that you mixed it with something, is that okay? Can people flavor it, or can people, if they want to not drink it straight, they can mix it with other things?
Of course. So, I mean, I am, and this is everybody's personal preference. I'm a holistic nutritionist by trade. So everything I do is very natural. So I would say, because of the shilajit and the detox process that's going to be happening, I would avoid mixing it with artificial sweeteners. But this has, I put some of our Delight in there, which is a natural sweetener, and then some of those electrolyte, that strawberry electrolyte powder, which is just, a powder that has a stevia as a sweetener. So, but you could flavor it with whatever you want. You can put lemon in there, some honey, or drink it straight. It's delicious straight as well. And sometimes I actually even mix it. I told Travis this the other day, with our greens, and it's really good with the greens. I'll sometimes take it that way in the morning. I have a concentrate of the Lurra Black in my fridge that's just in a small mason jar. So that breaks down to 1 ounce is equivalent to 8 ounces. So I just brew it in a little small cup. And so I'll just add a little bit of that to the bottom of my greens, and it's delicious that way too.
Awesome. Well, more testimonies coming in the chat.
Yeah.
Someone on a Galaxy A7, I don't know whose name this, doesn't say a name, but it's the greatest thing I've ever had for diabetes. You'll change the name. I had a total deficiency of minerals. It controlled my body functions. Folic is amazing for the nervous system, for the brain. Man, this is beneficial to life. What a great product. So thank you for sharing that testimony. So already, Kara, like, people have been drinking this tea just a short amount of time. I don't think it's been maybe a week or so since we've had it, and the testimonies are already pouring in. So what are some of the testimonies that you've heard from people on your team or just around?
I mean, so, all around, just kind of a feeling of balance. I use that word a lot when I refer to how this product or other products like this would work. So wherever your body is, it's going to work with your body to help your own issues or symptoms kind of get better, and you'll just feel like the best version of yourself. So I've heard people saying that they're having more energy, reduction in, cramping, or and then better sleep, better mood. I've heard people say, and then of course the stuff in the group is really amazing because we're seeing people talk about joints and discomfort and muscle strength and endurance and all that kind of stuff, which has really been incredible. So it's so amazing, like you keep saying with me, that how when you have a mineral deficiency, and a lot of us do, unfortunately, and you start to give your body those minerals again, how quickly you can kind of feel it working. And then the fact that this is in a liquid form, it makes it really highly absorbable to our body. So you drink it and your body understands the form that it's in. It's not, I've taken Shilajit before in a resin, in drops, in a bunch of different forms, and it works in different forms. But if it's like in a resin or a pill or a capsule or whatever, it's sometimes a little bit harder. It has to get broken down in your stomach. So this is going to kind of start to work right away as soon as it goes through your system, which is pretty cool.
Gotcha, because it's in that more of a liquid form.
Because of the liquid, yeah, and because it's paired with the herbs. I think that the herbs, it's kind of the pairing together, that make it. When we looked at the market and decided to, we had thought about doing something with the tea, and then we also thought about something with a fulvic and humic or a Shilajit product. And we looked at the market, and this doesn't exist, that there's a detox tea that also contains Shilajit. It is the first of its kind. So we were really excited to kind of combine those two, because Shilajit also can act as a detoxifier, and it can pull things from your system. So if you have some bad stuff going on in your gut, it can help to kind of pass it through your system. So that's another benefit of being paired with the detox herbs.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So, to maybe put you on the spot, I don't know, you're a professional, so you may know the answer to this. People have been asking me, well, it has minerals in it, and it is a detox. Is it pulling the minerals out of your body? So how would you kind of pair and explain that?
No, so Shilajit will work kind of like a sponge. So it'll pull out stuff that it's a chelator. So it will chelate, it will attract things that we don't want in our bodies. It's not going to take out good stuff. And it also, the way that it's going to work in your gut is it's going to start absorbing right through your gut lining. And so it's going to go into where it needs to go. But then some of the stuff that's broken down in your gut as it's doing its work with the detoxification, and if you have any bad bacteria or microbials or things like yeast overgrowth or anything like that, it's going to help to flush that out of your system because of the way that it works, like almost like a sponge.
Gotcha. Thanks for answering that question. Okay, and
Yeah, sure.
now I have an understanding. That was really important. And another question is, how much should people drink a day? Is it the same as the detox tea? Tell us a little bit about the preparation and how much we should be consuming.
Yeah, we were really careful with that when we put the amount of Shilajit in here. We wanted to, of course, maximize the amount of fulvic and humic acid. So it has 2 grams per 2 tea bags, so per sachet when you brew your gallon, so that breaks down to the appropriate dosage per day if you were to drink 2 8-ounce cups a day. So the same as what we were doing before with the detox tea alone. We wanted to make sure that it was the same. And also, if somebody were only able to tolerate 1 8-ounce cup a day in the beginning, or 2 4-ounce cups, you're still getting a good amount of Shilajit in that. And so it's still going to be beneficial. And sometimes we have people start a little bit slower if they've never done any kind of detox or anything before. And so they're still going to get that benefit if they're doing 4 ounces twice a day. But ultimately, the goal would be 8 ounces twice a day.
Gotcha. So I know 8 ounces twice a day, so that's 16. If a person wanted to do the 20 ounces, is that fine? Is it just depending on your body, right?
Yeah, it's totally fine. I know some people have been doing the the detox blend for so long. And it's not, I just want to clear that up for people. So anybody that's watching that hasn't tried the detox blend, it's not an aggressive detox. We like to say it's white pants approved. So it's not going to make you like glued to your bathroom all day or have this kind of like violent set of symptoms or anything. It's just going to naturally support your gut health and, you know, kidneys and liver and everything, and kind of get it all back in this balance that we're trying to achieve. So if you've been doing it for a while, I have customers that, you know, clients that even do 24 to 30 ounces of it a day. Sometimes they really like to do a flush. Sometimes we'll do, instead of drinking it maybe every day, they'll do like 4 or 5 days on and then take 2 days off or something like that. And it's really flexible, however it works for your schedules or your, you know, your lifestyle.
Gotcha. Thanks for sharing that information. I'm telling you, I am loving this black tea. I'm getting in the habit of making sure that I drink it every night before bed. And then that detox effect helps me with every morning. I get a good cleansing out and I'm like right on it, because I know, well, we've all heard over the years, like death begins in the colon, and detoxifying, keeping that colon clear is really important to our health. So just talk to our audience about that a little bit. What is the importance of getting the toxins out of our bodies? What happens to our bodies when we allow it to stay full of toxins, and why should we get them out?
So, I mean, tons of things go wrong when there's toxins in your body. But number one would be inflammation. So inflammation throughout your body, you know, because your body sees those toxins as what they are, toxic substances that it does not want. So it will start to fight it off. So you'll see outward symptoms of, you know, in the type of root cause nutrition that I practice. I like to talk about the outward symptoms are signs of a broken system. So we're working to get that system in balance so that the symptoms will alleviate themselves. So things like bloating, skin issues, you know, maybe you have, you know, your hair gets dried out, or you get rashes, or things like that, or allergies, headaches, all kinds of things can be signs that your body is fighting off toxins. So, you know, as you said, it's really important to kind of keep your system flushed. And if you don't think you are coming in contact with toxins, I guarantee you are, because you live in this world, unfortunately, we all do, and we're breathing the air, we're drinking the water. Even if you have a great water system, we're taking showers in the water, you clean with chemicals, you know, it's crazy how many toxins we come in contact with. So you have to get them out of your body and replace the minerals, because a lot of times we can touch on this too. The minerals the toxins actually leach onto the minerals and pull them from your body, which is kind of an evil thing. But, you know, so a lot of times we are even more deficient in minerals because of the lifestyle that we live and, you know, being in modern times. So.
Gotcha. So it seems to me that this is something that everyone needs. Is not a question of, oh, is this something, do you think I need this? Well, because our soils are so depleted of their mineral content. I think back in 1936, guys, there was a Senate document 264, and our soils were 95% depleted of its mineral content back then. So do you think it's gotten better or worse? Of course, it's gotten worse since then. So with us not letting the crops and the ground rest, not putting the minerals back into it. Our food that we eat here, especially in America, is void of any substantial nutritional content. And the only way that we can get minerals is either through our food, but if it's not in the food, it can't get into us. And if you're not getting it through the food, then you've got to supplement. So it's almost like every single American, you're deficient in minerals if you're eating the standard American diet. And you're also toxic too. So this is I just think this is so perfect. We've got the detox effect and the minerals. So this Lurra black tea is going to be a hit, but we've got to get the word out there. So one of the things I want you to put on your entrepreneur cap, and couple that with your expertise in this nutrition field, what role do you think that us being the only She Legit tea that we know of, what role can that play for the brand partners and their business, seeing that there's not a lot of people who have this type of product?
Yeah, I mean, I think that it's an easy product to, I mean, it's a very complex product, but it's an easy product to share just from your own feeling of how you feel on it, you know, sharing authentically what it's done for you, what it's done for your friends or your family, and being the only ones that have a product like this puts us in a class all by ourselves because we're not comparing ourselves to these three other, you know, detox teas with Shilajit or fulvic and humic in them. Now there are other, of course, Shilajit exists independently. That's how I always used it, like I said, as a resin or you know as a pill sometimes, which I didn't love, but usually as a resin. And the problem is a lot of times the sourcing of that Shilajit. And I just wanted to touch on this because we were very so my business partner Sherry Hagan and myself worked directly with the manufacturer for this product to formulate it. And during that process, we tested I think 10 raw samples of Shilajit from different sources. And we sent them to independent labs to make sure that they were pure. And that was really important to us because we didn't want there to be any type of anything that could end up, you know, ultimately, you know, God forbid, hurting someone or causing any problems down the line. And unfortunately, because Shilajit comes from nature, if it's not responsibly sourced, responsibly, you know, harvested, responsibly ground down, treated, all the things packaged, it can contain toxins, honestly. And so it's very important that your Shilajit comes from a clean source, and ours does. So again, that makes us really stand out because if someone goes to Amazon or some website and orders something random, they don't really know. I've never seen except one company that I bought from Shilajit from, and it's very expensive. It's like 1 ounce jar is like $75. So it's very expensive, and that's the only one I've ever seen. I'm sure there's others, but that was the only one that I've ever seen that had like real testing done on it. So I think that sets us apart as well. And just sharing this simple product, like when we said, anybody can add this to their regimen, and it's just you know, a cup of tea that you drink, and that's really it. You don't have to kind of change your whole lifestyle. You don't have to, you know, do all these crazy things. You're just going to get so many benefits from, you know, adding a drink to your day.
Awesome. Thank you, Kara. In the chat, we have a question. Is there anyone who should not drink the Lurra black tea? Or are there any medications that may be affected by it?
You know, I don't know that off the top of my head. And I always send my clients to either their physician, to the nurses line. The nurses are great resources, but also your pharmacist. So if you are on any medication or under, you know, the care of a doctor for anything at all, it's always good to, you know, call your pharmacist. They know drug interactions like the back of their hand. So if you just tell them you have this product that has herbs in it, you can even take it into your pharmacy and show them the label, and that you're looking at taking a fulvic and humic acid. They will ultimately be the ones that would be your best resource for that. But off the top of my head, I don't know of any, but I don't want to say that and then there could be some fringe medication or something that I'm not thinking of. So I would just double check to be safe.
Sure, that's a great answer. And we always give this disclaimer. We're not saying that our products treat, cure, or heal anything. What we say is when you give the body what it needs in a form that it can use it in, the body will do amazing things. And that is to correct itself. The Bible says our bodies are fearfully and wonderfully made, and our bodies were meant to heal itself, but we have to give it the right components. And so minerals are absolutely something God-given, and it's the right thing to put in the body. So I'm so excited that we have this mineral product now. Now, someone is asking, well, what's the difference between Shilajit, humic acid, and fulvic acid? Like, is it kind of like all the same, or are they three different things inside of Shilajit? So explain that a little bit.
So Shilajit is the premier source of fulvic and humic acid. So fulvic and humic acid are the key components along with humans, and there's a couple other things within Shilajit, the minerals, of course. But the fulvic and humic acid can occur in other substances on the earth, which is why I say use caution if you are buying from another source, because oftentimes I know of one brand that's very mainstream that they derive their fulvic and humic acid product from charcoal. They use compressed charcoal, so it's not a pure source. It's not natural. It's through a chemical process that they kind of force it. And there's other companies that use different kinds of decomposed plant matter. But Shilajit, because of the way that it naturally occurs at the base of the mountains and the altitude, the plant matter that's there, the air quality, all the different things, that is the creme de la creme of the sources for fulvic and humic. So fulvic and humic acid are like partners, and they exist in Shilajit in their perfect balance, which is a 40-60 split, 40%, 60% split, which is the way that our body accepts it the best. So that's what you want. And sometimes when you get it from these other sources that are man-made or altered, it will be really high in one. It might be like 80% fulvic and 20% humic or something. And that's not, it's not necessarily like bad, but your body's not going to react to it in the same way. If you think of Shilajit, it, because of the way that it comes from the decomposed plants, that's hard to say for some reason. Our bodies are used to that because our bodies are used to eating plants. So this is just kind of natural, and our bodies know how to break it down. It's not something that we need to do an extra step to, maybe remove a toxin or something. It's just naturally occurring on the earth as we would, or our ancestors thousands and thousands of years ago would have scraped it off of a rock and probably ate it. And, so it's just, our body recognizes it in that form.
Awesome. So Lurra Life brand partners, get excited. Like when you represent this product, know that the efficacy is there. Know that a lot went into making sure that you had a high quality form of this that you could represent proudly, and let that be known. I want Doris to unmute because I want to share a couple of testimonies. Doris, I want a quick testimony from you and then one from Cass, because you've been drinking this for just a short amount of time. What has happened for you so far?
Well, excuse me. For me, in a couple of days, when I started drinking the black tea, I was able to get out of the bed with ease. Usually it's uncomfortable and I'm limping or whatever, but this one particular morning, I just swung out of the bed and went on into the bathroom. Another thing is that I can go up and down the steps with much ease now.
Wow.
And I found I experienced another thing too. After sitting for a long time, and when I get up, there is no stiffness in my joints like I used to. Had to stand and wait until my joints got together and then I can move. But now I can get up and move right on into my next step to go where I want to move into.
Wow, that is awesome. With natural products, sometimes you like give it 30, 60, 90 days. It's just, natural. And that's how our body sometimes works with natural things. But Doris, this happened for her after just 4 days, was it?
Yes, I would say a good 4 days.
Well, 4 days, and she started seeing the difference. So congratulations to you. And I know people are saying, wait a minute, no stiffness, like that fast. I need to get some of that tea. Awesome. Some of the Lurra Black. Awesome. Okay, Cass, if you could unmute, because you had a great testimony as well, Cass. What happened for you when you started drinking Lurra Black?
Wow, after my first glass, then the cramping from arthritis in my hand was gone because I had gotten to the point where I couldn't even screw open a bottle of water. And so I noticed that happened after the first glass. Now I've been on it for a week, and I noticed that the sciatica pain that I had experienced was starting to flare back up. But I don't feel that anymore. Like I don't feel it coming back at all. Nothing in my head. And I got some other things I'm feeling, but I'm gonna give it a little more time before I claim it. But some stuff is going on, and I love this black tea.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your testimony, Cass. So we have a group on Facebook. Kara, I want you to tell people about the group and the right way to invite people to the group so we can get the word out about the benefits of this Lurra Black tea. So tell us about the group.
Yeah, so we have a great group that is everyone's group, so we wanted it to be a place where you could add your, friends, family, anyone that was interested in learning more about Lurra Black or even the other products that we have. We've started to share a little bit about some of the other stuff in there. So there's some other resources and you guys could, add them to this community where they could just kind of be a fly on the wall and poke around and read a little bit about what the tea does. And then we have, see there, I just called it tea again. I'm just used to calling it tea. What the drink does. And then, we have a video in there. I did a video that goes really deep into kind of all the benefits, the science behind it. There are posts that detail that as well. And then there are testimonies. So sometimes, if you want to share a testimony, maybe on your wall of either yourself or someone that you share the tea with, and you're like, oh, I want to share how much of a difference this has made in so and so's life. And then somebody says, oh, I'd like a little more information on that. You want to add them to the group or invite them to the group, and then let them kind of view the group, tag them in a couple things, maybe tag them in the video, tag them in a testimonial or something like that, so that they can see for themselves. Because we don't want to force anyone into, purchasing anything or anything. It's just, we want to, of course, get it out there and help as many people as we can. And so this is kind of a nice way where we all can share this community that doesn't put the responsibility fully on you. It's a community effort. So as people share their testimonies in that group, as people put posts in there saying, oh, I took mine today, I love the taste. It's third party validation of someone hearing it from someone other than you and a lot of other people. And so it's a trust factor, and we want people to feel like they're getting a good product and that they're not just being sold something. Because unfortunately, a lot of times I think people feel that way. And so this group is like a safe place where people can just get the information that they're looking for and make the decision themselves.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the group. First, another question. What is the minimum age that's considered safe for usage?
So that's a personal decision, I would say. And that's a personal decision for, you to make as their parent, but also knowing their history and maybe with the approval of their pediatrician. My pediatrician knows what I do for a living, and I'm very open with her about what I do with my kids. My children are 4 and 6, and I give them a very small dose, especially if they have any kind of tummy thing going on or stomach bug. I will give them a small dose. And then if I'm drinking it, they beg me for it. Can we have some of your special drink? And so, they'll take a sip or a couple sips. And then, like I said, if they're sick or getting over being sick, I will put a smaller dose, maybe like, I don't know, 2 ounces or so mixed in with some water and some electrolytes. But I cleared that with my pediatrician first. So I would say just, depending on the age, ask just to make sure. But as far as anything that's, there's nothing in it. There's no caffeine in it. There's no stimulants. There's nothing, it's all natural. There's nothing in it that would, in my opinion, but I'm not a doctor, but in my opinion, that would cause any harm. So I'm comfortable with it, but that's each of you decision to make for yourself.
Awesome. Great answer. Great answer. Now, I don't know if you can answer this one either, because I know we're not doctors and we don't speak to any specific conditions, but someone is asking, will the black tea be good for someone who has kidney failure, or is it okay for them to drink it?
So that's a good question. I would definitely ask, because I know that there's some restriction on things that would maybe be too much of a flush on your system when you're going through certain treatments with, for kidney failure. This does have some kidney support herbs in it. And I know, in practice with clients that were looking to support their kidneys or were maybe having some issues, I've used some of the herbs that are in this tea independently for that years ago. Not, I didn't have access to the tea at that point, obviously. And so, I mean, I think that's kind of, again, it's a thing depending on where they're at in their treatment, if they're on dialysis, all these things. So I would definitely just that, but I think that if they showed the packet to their nurses and their care team, they would be able to give them a quick yes or a no if it was good for them.
Gotcha. So it's not a lot of different ingredients in here. Was
No.
the 9 organic herbs and plant extracts along with the shilajit. So it'll be an easy list to take to someone's health professional. So one thing that I do know, because Tanya asked the question, is that the O2 drops, the cell oxygenation, totally safe for kidney patients with kidney issues, and it is great for them. I have a lot of experience with that, and it is helpful in supporting the body. So definitely get that person with the O2 drops, because everyone needs to oxygenate their cells. All right, so Kara, I want to get back to the group. And I want to get back to this ATM method, add, tag, message, because we may have some people listening who are interested in the product. They're interested in being healthy, and they're probably going to get back to the person who shared this with them and say, okay, I want to be your customer. I want to get some of this. But then we also have brand partners, those people who say, I want to build a wellness business, or I really believe in wellness. I want to make extra money by getting this product out to people and really helping to change them on that physical health wellness level. So let's talk about how this group can really be transformational for people's business and that ATM method. So first, what have you seen? Because I know you have previous experience with the ATM method. What have you seen using that ATM method do in the past for people's businesses?
So at each, a lot of companies or a lot of places, a lot of teams use a method called ATM, which stands for add, tag, message, as a means for, like I said before, getting information to their customers without in a non-threatening, non-salesy kind of way, because you can kind of come off as a used car salesman. No offense to used car salesman, but where you're like messaging them, and then they pull back and they're like, "Ooh, this is like too hard of a sale." And so this group provides not only information about the products, but also value to the customer. So if somebody joins there and they don't become a brand partner, they don't become a customer, they'll still get value out of the group, because we want them to be healthier regardless if they're on the product or not. So the group will, as time goes, will grow and be filled with lots of information, similar to the other groups that we've had, like the Get Paid to Lose and all those other groups that we've had. But this one specifically is a way for you guys to not have to do all the work yourself. The name of the group is called, I just saw the question pop up, it's called Kickstart Your Health. And if anybody needs added to the group, I'm sure Bonmi can get you in after this, but you can also request and one of us will approve you. And if you're watching the live, you can drop group below and we'll send you an invite to the group. So the group is this community where you don't have to know all the information. You don't have to be a source of all the knowledge about the product or any of the products. And if you're somebody starting from new, it can be very intimidating in coming into a new company, and maybe you don't understand exactly what shilajit is, or how the tea is made, or how the fulvic and humic work. And so this way, it's non-threatening. You put them in the group. You say, "Hey, I'm going to take it off my plate. Here's my friend Kara. She helped to formulate this product. I'm going to tag you in her video. She's got lots of great info." And then the video, several times throughout, will tell them to reach back out to you if they're interested. And so it's a very nice way of kind of getting another person involved without having to do any kind of three-way chats or three-way calls or anything like that. The group kind of does the work for you. And also, again, that safe place for your potential customer, potential new teammate, where they don't feel pressured at all. And if they decide to just be a fly on the wall for the next 3 years, that's okay. Hopefully, we hope that they'll get some value out of the group and hang out with us.
Is there a right and a wrong way to invite people to the group?
Yeah, I mean, I think so, because I think I mean, I think we've all probably been like added to groups before that, we don't love. This, you sign on to Facebook and you've been added to 65 new groups for different parties and all kinds of things. So I I like to, guys that are put on the wall or I'm talking about our life, what I've seen, my transformation, whatever that might be. You can put it in your stories. And then when people comment below and say like, oh, what is this? Then you would send them a message and say, oh, we have a group, no pressure, just I'll send you an invite. And there's lots of great information in there that I'd like you to see. And then I usually say to them, when the group, just let me know. I'll tag you in a video. I can't wait for you to see it. And then I tag them in the video, the one at the very top. It's at the top of the page. And then usually I'll tag them in a post that is something similar to what they're looking for. So if maybe they've been struggling with muscle fatigue or joint issues, I would tag them in Doris's post. If they have some kind of stiffness or other joint issues, I might tag them in Cass's post, and so there's just a way for them to see that there's real people that are taking the product, that are sharing just raw their feelings on how they feel. And, we're not trying to just like sell them some kind of snake oil or something like that. So.
Gotcha. So what I'm hearing is that the posts in the group should be testimonials. So all of the brand partners who are in this Zoom today, of course, we should be a product of the product, and then sharing our results inside of the group. Are there any other types of posts other than testimonials that should be or we can make in there?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. We also want our customers to make testimonial posts in there. So if you have a customer that has a great story or great, has had a wonderful time with any of the products, really, you can either ask them if they would be willing to put a post in there, or if they don't want to do it, you could ask them to send you, like their testimonial, and then you could just put it in and say, here's testimonial from Doris, and then you just copy and paste what Doris sent you into there. And if she shared a picture of, I don't know, a swollen knee or something like this, you could put that as the picture. And then the other things, as we go on, as the group grows, you'll see the admins in the group, as well as any brand partner that wants to share, is we want to share things of value. So if you find something, say you find, an article or something interesting about fulvic and humic acid, and you want to share it in the group, that kind of stuff, just adding value to the group, so that it's a place where people feel that they're learning more about their health journey, would be, optimal. And we want to be very, very mindful, and Boonby and I spoke about this, that this group is a safe place for your potentials, for your existing customers, for your teammates, and no one is going to be stealing your people or anything like that in there, because the idea is, there's not going to be any links in this group. There's not going to be any self-promotion or advertising. It's just a place to, like I said, get the information, learn a little more, and then we want to add value. We're going to be doing some challenges in there and fun things like that to, kind of give people some extra fun things that they can win, and little like water challenges and stuff like that. So it's going to be hopefully a lot of fun as it grows, and we want you all to be a part of it.
Gotcha. What about the other Lurra Life products? Is it okay to share testimonies on those?
Yeah, I think so. I think it gives, we want the group to be well-rounded. And so at first, the only video that's in there right now, the video that I do mention a couple of the other Lurra Life products in that video. I talk about the Dew Light a little bit. I think I talk about the greens. And I think I talk about maybe the Lurra Fit coffee. But I have shorter videos that are maybe like 2 minutes long that I'll be putting in there as well on each of the Lura Life products as we kind of go on. And then if somebody is asking you about, Lura Fit Coffee, you can add them to the group, or invite them to the group, and then once they get in, you would tag them in the, coffee post. And then maybe there's a testimonial that somebody has about coffee, and you can share that with them. And then they can kind of poke around and see other stuff. And if you're not sure about how to find that, at the top of the group, there's a little magnifying glass. So if you search, as the group grows, if you search any word in there, so if you're looking for coffee posts, search the word coffee, anything that has been shared, even if it's a customer testimonial or maybe the label with the ingredients or whatever, will come up when you search that word.
Gotcha. So I just want to take a moment and speak specifically to my team members here in the big group. What we want to make sure of, guys, is that as we add this value to the group, that it's not all on just a few people's shoulders. It shouldn't just be Dawn posting on there all the time, or Doris and Cass and Teresa just adding all the value. It should really be a team effort. And remember, it's going to be anyone in the company, and really most of the people in the company should be using this. The product is not in international markets yet. Someone asked. It'll be another 90 days at least before it goes to international markets. So as of right now, this product we're speaking of, the Lurra Black, is a USA thing. And so we have to show up big to get the word out in the USA. It is on our shoulders, and I'm excited about that. I want our team to be responsible for the lion's share of the growth of the USA market in Lura Life. So it takes all of us together. So if you haven't stepped up in the last year or much you've been in, like, get over yourself, get out of your comfort zone. It's just supposed to help other people. Share your testimony. Take a picture of you with the product and the benefits that you're receiving so far, if you're enjoying drinking it or what have you. So we need all of us to, as Kara said, it's a community. Everyone just doing a little bit, so no one person has to do a lot. And just a couple of times a week, put some content in that group so it can be a great place of value for everyone's customers. When you add your prospects there, or people who say, yeah, you know what, I'm getting into this health and wellness thing, what do you have? So it can be a place of great value for people who are serious about getting their health in order. So that's something I'm asking of you all, to get that discipline of adding value to the group. As admins, we approve your post. So if there's a post that for some reason we don't think it should be in the group, it won't get approved, but most everybody's post has been approved. And so it's not going to be automatic. When you put the post out there, it's not like it's going to automatically show up, but as soon as we see it and read over it, then we will approve that post. Let's see. So us all adding to the community, sharing your testimony, sharing your customers' testimonies. Even Kara just said you can even get your customers to share their testimonies. That would be awesome. I love the idea. If you find an article of value or something that you think would be worthy, you can put it in there and we'll see if it's acceptable, and then we'll approve that. I like that, Kara, because then people won't just feel like they're being sold and is just salesy posts. It's like really something of value for people to learn, to help them with their health. So that's great as well. Was there something else you were going to say?
I was just going to say, as time goes, you'll see I'll share some, and anyone else that wants to do this can do it as well. I'll share, like recipes and different things in there that are not even related, because like I said, first and foremost, we want this to be a place of value where people, they're on a health journey. And so we want to support them, and we want them to come back to the group. We want it to be lively and active and fun, where they want to come back to the group and, kind of read, what did they post today? Did they post a new, smoothie recipe? Is there a motivational quote or a quick quick exercise regimen or something like this, because it's all about the lifestyle of, you know, and that term is overused so much, but you know, weight loss and all this is like, you know, people are hit over the head with it, but we really want to kind of love people where they are and help them to live their best life, and just live their life, you know, not restrict everything and all that stuff. And so this group, we want it to be more about balancing your body, getting healthy, getting your body moving, and you know, like when we said, doing these natural products that help your body kind of shift in the way that it wants to, and get back to a point where you're feeling your best.
Awesome. All right, Fit Lady One, Teresa, Fit Lady One, you're the fitness guru, so we can see even some of those movement exercise posts in there.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, that'd be great.
So Heather asked a question. You talked about recipes. She said, what's the best diet to follow along with this tea? Someone that needs to lose a lot of weight and isn't able to be real active yet.
So I'm not a huge fan of like diet, but I will share some information in the group. I'll put some stuff in there for ways for you guys to kind of calculate out. Most of my clients over the years, I've just balanced out their macronutrients, and it sounds kind of like crazy and confusing, but it's pretty simple once you get to a point where you know how many grams of protein, how many grams of carbohydrate, and how many grams of fat, good fat, you should be getting in a day. So less about kind of, I mean, there's still a caloric number attached to it, but it's a very calculated term. I don't think that somebody that maybe tells you should only eat 800 calories a day or 1200 calories a day, that doesn't work for everyone, because somebody that's 175 pounds and 5'3", and somebody that's 135 pounds and, you know, 5 foot or whatever, they're going to be on very different macros so that they can achieve their independent fitness goals and or their wellness goals. So regardless of your movement, for your body, you can do a calorie deficit. And so I will put that information in the group, and I'll pin it to the top so that you guys can see. I have to edit that post. I have it in my other coaching group, but there's some other stuff in it. So I'll edit that and I'll get that in there in the next day or two.
Awesome. Other questions. So with ATM, the A is add. So we're all going to be adding people to the group almost daily if we can, having those connections, conversations with people, telling them about the group and inviting them and adding them. The T is to tag. So once we've added them, we should automatically tag them in the video that you made, but also as we've had conversations with them and we see where they want to improve their health, we can search the group and tag them in that post that speaks to that wellness concern, correct? And
yeah, that way they don't have to look for it quite as much. Yeah, exactly.
So that's the T for tag. Tell us about the M for message. What's that about?
So M for message is just that you're, you know, following up with them and asking, you know, did you see the video? What did you think? What was your takeaway from it? Do you have any questions for me? You know, and usually for me at that point, I think the video kind of goes pretty deep. So if they watch the video, they shouldn't have too many questions. They might ask you about your, you know, how you felt on the product, whatever the product is. They might ask you how to order. They might say, oh, remind me next Friday when I get paid. You know, I need to wait till next Friday or whatever it is. And so then that's just your own system, however you want to do that. Some people use a notebook to keep like their follow-up. Some people put a note in their phone. Some people do follow-up on Fridays. So however you choose to, you know, to kind of do your messaging of your clients, that's up to you. But yeah, you just want to kind of keep touch with them and just say, you know, what did you think? And they might tell you, oh, I'm not really interested right now, and that's okay. You know, just kind of welcome them to the group and say, you know, hang out, and if you change your mind or you become interested in the future, let me know, and I can let you know if we have any specials or promotions or whatever. And they usually say, oh yeah, sure, keep me on your list if you have any sales or whatever. So
Awesome, awesome. So the message part, guys, is on you, as she said, following up. You're messaging your prospects that you have put in the group to see how you can be of service to them. What do they like best about what they saw is a great question. What did you like best about what you saw in the video? Asking that question, or, you know, how can I help you? Are there any questions what questions can I answer for you? Asking like an open-ended question like that. So that's what the M stands for, messaging. I love what Kara said is be a business person. Keep a list of the people that you have added to the group, and whether you do Fridays, follow-up Friday or whatever, make sure that you are following up with all those people that you have added to the group. That is awesome, awesome, awesome. Couple more things. So again, guys, it's the top of the hour, so we're going to be coming to a close. If any last questions, put them in the group now. Dawn, I want you to unmute and I want you to share your quick testimony. So Heather says that her and her husband just started the tea today. She joined Lurra Life a couple days ago, ordered a bunch of products. She said she wanted to experience everything. So she didn't just order the Lurra Black tea. She got a lot of different things. So she's excited about her testimony coming. And Dawn, share what has happened for you so far.
Yes. Good evening, Boomy. Kara, good to see you and to talk to you. Thanks for joining us this evening. For me, I had posted in the group that I just bought these nice hot boots and has a nice heel on it. I love heels. But I, like Cass, have had challenges with sciatic pain over the years, several years since 2013. And, you know, randomly I'll just get flare-ups. And I kind of knew going into wearing these boots, it was going to, you know, kick in. So I started having the pain, intense pain, like all around my midsection, stomach, my back, just like a hula hoop pain going around and in my legs as well. But I had my tea already made. I was just pouring and drinking. And in a day of drinking the black drink, I just felt the relief of the pain. So I'm telling you, if you don't have it, get it. And you'll want to share it. I had even just put in the chat that, you know, I've been giving out samples and people are really enjoying it. So just get it, you know, use it yourself and get it in other people's hands.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing your testimony, Dawn.
Thank you, Boom.
We've been teaching people for a long time, facts tell, but story sell. Story sell. I want you all to get it. Like when you hear story, Doris's awesome story. She was able to get out of bed with no problem. Cass's story about what happened with her sciatic nerve pain. Dawn's story now, being able to wear those heels. You should, like a ding, ding, ding should go off in your mind. You should think, oh my gosh, I've got to share this. Like today, from Dawn's testimony, I made a story. I made a reel. Why? I want to get this product out to the masses. I'm in business. I can't keep this to myself. My job is to tell the story, to get as many eyes as I can on this information. That's how I make money. My goal every day is to make money. How do I make money every day? By helping somebody to be healthier every day. So my mind is just, oh my gosh, how can I get this out? Oh, I'm going to take Dawn's post. I'm going to do a screenshot. I'm going to take her picture. I'm going to put it next to it. I'm going to create a story. Oh, not just a story. People looking at reels. How can I get more eyes on it? I'm going to make a reel. And then I searched, I wonder if there's a song that has to do with heels. I searched. I found a song that had to do with heels. I put that on. I made a reel. Then I started posting it out and sending it to some people in my text messages. Guys, you're in business. Do business. I've been modeling this for you all long enough that you all should get it by now. I want you to start thinking when you hear a testimony, how many different ways can you get it out there? And do not think, oh, I already told it. You all know I make coffee videos and posting testimonials at least 3 days a week, sometimes 5. That coffee is so amazing. The Lurra Fit coffee, I drink it. I'm like, I got to tell somebody about this. You make a post one time, hardly anybody's going to see it. You got to tell a story over and over and over again. Putting your people in the group allows that story to be told over and over and over again to those people. But don't think you put a post out once, twice, two, or even 3 or 4 times and you've done your job. No, McDonald's knows a person needs to see an advertisement at least 7 times, before they take action and even notice it. Why would things be any different for you? Nobody's going to notice it because you say something one time. You're in marketing. Market your business, but you're understanding McDonald's is doing harm to people, all the marketing they do. You're doing good for people. So why wouldn't you even more aggressively get your message out there? McDonald's, when they spend millions of dollars, when they say, oh, I want to put these golden arches everywhere, put my advertisement everywhere, kidney disease, heart disease, obesity, they're causing all of those things, but that doesn't stop them. You're the one that's solving those issues, and you don't want to talk about your product or service, and you're the ones doing good. So somebody's conditioned your mind backwards to think that something's wrong with selling, and I don't know if people want what I have, but I think, oh my gosh, the world needs what I have. The world wants what I have. People want to feel good. They may not even realize that they're feeling bad, but they want to feel good. And I'm going to let them know that if they want to feel good, they come to me, they will feel better. You got to have that same resolve, that same mindset. Be on a crusade. If our CEO Travis is saying we can change the market, the U.S. needs to own the market with this product, it's not going to happen just because we have the product. Products do not sell themselves. I don't care what anybody has told you. A person has to sell the product. You've got to sell the product. You've got to make it known and well thought of, because just because you have this here, just because it's in your back office on your website does not mean it's going to get sold. You got to open your mouth and tell somebody and keep on telling the story consistently over and over and over again. That's how you win. So what I'm expecting this U.S. team to do is to step up. I always show the success and what's going on with South Africa, how they're out there in the streets, how they're moving and shaking, hitting the ranks, buying the tea because they're selling it so much. You all are about to do the same thing. You just got to make up your mind. Make a decision that you're going to make it happen. So if the U.S. market is going to be on the rise, you should be one to say, that's going to be because of me. I'm going to build a team and have my team to be the biggest part of this. I'm going to make a great contribution to the USA volume market in Lurra Life. That's what you should be thinking. That's what I'm thinking, because I know that translates into me helping a whole lot of people, including my own bank account, helping to reach my own goals. There's no way that you can say, I want to be a 6-figure earner. I want residual income. I want $10,000 a month. And you're doing the same thing that you've been doing, and you're afraid to open your mouth and help people, and you haven't been adding people to the group, and you haven't been making an offering for your product, but yet you say you want to make more money. It doesn't match. You've got to make your behaviors match what it is that you say that you want and close that gap. So now what you're talking about, you're also being about. Think about that. What you're talking about, oh, I want to make money. I'm in this business. I got a wellness business. Well, then act like it. Talk about it and then be about it. Talk about it and then be about it. You're changing the world. You're helping people in such a great, great way. And you're going to be helping yourself financially because you're helping so many people with their wellness issues. So with that, let's see. My last question. Makito says, for those that use a variety of Lurra Life products every day, exactly how can we determine which problem is helping, which product probably is helping what? Well, can you answer that, Kara? She said, for those of us.
Yeah, I mean, it's not, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because it would kind of be like the products, I think, working together that are again, getting your body kind of back to balance. Now, of course, if it's something like you're getting mental clarity, focus, energy, that's going to be from Lurra Fit coffee or capsules. You're probably getting that. Now, you could be getting a little bit of a boost of energy from the greens, just naturally from giving your body good nutrition, or from the Lurra black tea. But if you drink the coffee in the morning and then you feel like your brain lights up and you feel motivated and ready to conquer your day, that's the coffee. If you have just added the tea in now and you're noticing issues with inflammation or things like that are improving, then you can probably say that was from that. I know for me personally, I've been taking the Lurra products for a long time now, and so the greens really help me with my allergies and my asthma, which I've had since I was a kid. And so they really help me with that. And then, I use the O2 drops, under my tongue, I use them in my eyes. So I kind of know like what does what for me. But I think just as you go, you'll kind of like maybe pay attention to how you feel after taking that specific product.
Gotcha. Thank you, Kara. And Yolanda says, do you think the black tea would be the better product to recommend to people with issues like inflammation and pain in joints, or is O2 drop still best? Let me answer that, and then I'll let you answer it. I don't think either or. I think both and. My conviction is everybody every day needs to oxygenate their cells. When you learn the power of O2 drops, it needs to be something that you understand that you should be doing every day and everyone should be doing every day. Cell oxygenation is so important. But then also people need to get their minerals. O2 drops has there's very little minerals in it. Here we're talking about 70 different trace minerals. So people need to drop it like it's hot, put those O2 drops under their tongue, 15 drops 3 times a day at least. And then they need to be drinking this tea as well. And if you're doing people a great service, you're not going to say, oh, do you want this or want this? Well, you find out where they want to improve their health and you make the recommendations. I mean, my clients, you need to add this in. They need to be taking both. You really should have people who every month they get from you the Lurra greens because they're deficient in their greens. They need that cardiovascular support. They need to be drinking this tea, the Lurra black, because they need to detox as well as get the minerals, and they need to oxygenate their cells. So you're doing right for people when you're telling them all of those things. That needs to be their health regimen. People need to understand they need a budget for their wellness. People have been backwards. They got a budget for everything else, but your body, which is the most important thing that you got to have to last for all your life. You don't have a budget for your wellness. That's backwards. So at least if you recommend all the package and they can only do one thing, then maybe they feel, okay, well, I'll just do that one, and next month I'll add such and such in. But you need to get the conviction that they need it all, and they do, and you recommend it all. So can you use O2 drops with contacts? I don't know. I know I wouldn't.
I do.
You do?
I do. Yeah.
So that would be
fine. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there anything you wanted to add to what I just said when someone was asking what product to?
No, I agree with you. No, I mean, I think, yeah, 100%. They need to, and the tea is very inexpensive in the grand scheme of things, and you get so much of it, and then it makes a whole gallon, and and I think it's one of these things that you add in, and it replaces so much, because if you were to take a really good multi-mineral, they're pretty expensive. I mean, they're I don't know, in the range of maybe $40 or $50 a month, and you're not going to get all the minerals that you're getting from this. So I think it's a much better option. And again, like when we said, I think you just need to, if you can, budget for it.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Yolanda says, thanks for your tips, Kara. And this has been a great informative call. It's rather long. We went over an hour, but this is a piece of content, guys, that you can get out and share with other people. Okay. So you can, this is on my wall. You can tag people. If you know how to download and whatever, make it your own, you can do that. Put it on your YouTube, whatever you need to do with it. But this has been some great information. So Kara, thank you so much for being the woman behind this product, being a part of the formulation of this. We're going to make you proud in getting this out to the masses here in the United States and then taking it international. And we're going to have a lot of brand partners who are going to step it up, take it really seriously, and crusade with this product to help a lot of people. So we appreciate you so much. So guys, let us unmute and send Kara off with some energy, thanking her for this wonderful evening. Oh, but first, real quick, guys, a couple of announcements. Look for Kenyon's information in our group because he has the free webinar coming up showing you about how to be omnipresent and use all the different social media platforms to really get yourself out there. That's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of this week is free to register. Monday mornings, Cass, every Monday morning, she has the 10 minutes to greatness call. So you can find that number posted in our group as well. So that's your personal development to start you off for that day on the 8 o'clock on Mondays, and then the first and third Fridays of every month we have Teresa with our Friday evening trainings. We've been talking about goal setting, she's been talking about consistency, just a lot of good things. So we'd love for you to join us on Friday evenings for that. So with that, guys, let's everybody thank Kara for giving us this great information.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Kara.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kara. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Have
Kara.
a great March.
Information.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Good night.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Kings
Thank you for
and
having me.
queens.
See ya. Thanks, Kara. Bye-bye.
Hey, good night.
Good night.